some people probably already seen the video of Dana White and his wife getting into a fight from New Year's Eve. So here's what happened, and here's what you see in the video. Anyway, you see like him kind of they're arguing, and he kind of pulls her to him.
He establishes wrist control. That's how it starts. I'm sorry to cut you off, but Jackie and I watched this video and sort of debated who's wrong, who's more wrong for like a good 30 minutes. And like,
nice bonding.
The video is actually 2 videos linked together. So I'm guessing it was something of a prolonged argument. Like this part I'm inventing, but I think the guy's filming. He took a little magic from like his first film and then he just jump cuts to the next part. So I'm guessing there's a gap. And then you see the thing that Kyle's playing out. In the first one, he was holding his wife's fingers like awkwardly, like he's got a grip on some but not all of her fingers, and he's controlling her hand that way. And her wrist is kind of bent. And my interpretation is that this isn't the first time she's hit him, that he's like wrist controlling, or in this case, finger controlling her and not letting her hit him. And he's agitated with her too, and sort of manhandling her. He's alphaing her a bit. Then it jump cuts and she's leaning over like a half wall. And I think she may have like her face in her hand. She's obviously upset and distraught over something. He leans into her and says something that makes her more upset. And again, like gets wrist control. And with her other hand, she slaps Dana White. So Dana White immediately slaps her back twice. And that's the end of the footage.
You can't tell if he hits her twice.
I have like a really high confidence on this. You saying the second one might have missed?
I watched Ariel Helwani break this down.
Okay. I mean, I could be wrong.
Look, he's a professional. That's what he does. And
he was a
Dana
boxer.
White.
It was open hands.
We're the wrong guy. Okay.
Ariel Helwani, the MMA, like MMA.
When you said he was a professional, I was saying he was a professional fighter. Dana White.
Oh, no. You know who Ariel Helwani is? You know, the Jewish guy with the shaved head, the large-nosed fellow.
That's racist, but yes, I do know him.
It's racist that he chose to have a large nose like that as a.
True,
like, I didn't.
True. Yeah, that is what he picked. Yeah.
No, I fucking love Ariel. I back Ariel every time.
He's always right.
Every time somebody comes at him, they get fucking dealt with. All right. Because he'll lay out evidence, timelines, and he'll start showing fucking screenshots and video evidence. He'll be like, roll the tape of that motherfucker saying this. Show me the tweet of him saying that. And he's like, I thought this. I said he nails people to the wall. So Dana White and him hate each other. So of course he had like a whole 35-minute like thing here where he tore Dana White a new one, made him look awfully bad. I guess it does look bad.
So
Dana White said.
To add on to what you're saying,
I want you to do the whole thing. I brought the topic up, and
I'm sorry, but you
all yours.
You only half covered the aerial thing. Like so, in the
nobody knows what even.
Go ahead. Maybe I'm not letting you finish your thought. Really,
I'm not going to do it. I don't want to talk about it anymore. I brought it up, and you did. You wanted to tell it, and I want you to tell it.
Okay, so in 2016, Dana White tore into Ariana. Help me with his name, Ariel. You won't even do that.
He's not even giving you that in.
You don't know the man's name, but you want to tell the story.
I don't know anyone's name. But so in 2016, he's like, "What are your kids gonna think of you? What are your kids gonna think of you?" And he came back at him with the same line. He's like, "Now, Dana, what do your kids think of you? You're hitting their mom. What do your kids think of you? How are you gonna deal with that?" And that was what I wanted to add on to your story.
He like held on to that for years then and waited to strike at the right time.
He did. I think
verbal gymnastics.
I'm not positive it was 2016, but I think it was. And yeah, so he held on to that for 7 years and then struck back. So
yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens to Dana. I don't think anything will, but a lot of people are taking shots. All of his enemies, Chris Cyborg and just a lot of people. I saw Chris Cyborg saying he needs to take some time away from the UFC to spread awareness for domestic violence. Shut up. Shut up, Ugo. Nobody cares what you have to say.
Give Dana and his wife gloves in the ring.
It's a bad look, and it's a really weird look because he's just about to have that, like, I can't remember what he calls it, but like the professional fighting championship or professional slapping championship is his newest venture, and it's going live on cable like soon, like days from now. Maybe it already did, like the first episode. And then here he is, getting babied by TMZ. By the way, he's got enough connections there to delay the story and to make the story. Dana White apologizes for X, Y, and Z. Not Dana White beats his wife at a nightclub on New Year's Eve, and the story's delayed so many days. Right, like we didn't hear about this on New Year's. We heard about it a week later, almost. Days and days later than we normally would. So he definitely had some control over that. I feel like TMZ was like, "Hey Dana, shit, you slapped your wife last night, and we have the video, and we have to release this because if we don't, they're going to sell it to somebody else. So it's going up on the 5th. Let you know." Like,
yeah, I didn't think about that. It released with his damage control. It was like it came out, and he immediately had like videotape with TMZ talking about it. And I feel like they gave him a chance to work it out with his kids first. This is coming. You should know. So yeah.
He definitely got the rich white person treatment, like the way the police. Dave Chappelle had a bit about that in the Chappelle show, where like if a white person were treated like a black person, and if it was reversed, when you're in trouble with the police, and you had the black guy being called by the DA, "Hey, easy money, is it?" "Yes, sir. We have some disturbing charges down here. They're saying racketeering, murder, and oh shit." And he's sitting there, "Murder? That's crazy. This could be damaging to my public profile if it were to go public under the wrong lighting." And they're like, "Yes, sir, we completely agree. That's fine. We'd like you to come on in and us all get our heads together and wrap our arms around this." And then it showed like the white guy's in bed with his wife. They kick the door in. They come in. They immediately kill the golden retriever. It's dead. They're like, "Get on the ground, you piece of shit!" Like just reversing the roles. Yeah, it's about how it would go.
It's pretty accurate. I'm surprised it was. I didn't actually see the video. Was this like a backhand? Was this an open hand? Like, was it?
I saw genuine? 2 open hands. I kind of want to rewatch it now because Kyle said there was only one. But
so I mean, that's just marketing for his new slap fighting. Then it's just really bad marketing.
All press is good press.
I want to watch the slap fighting. Like I want to see. I'm going to watch.
Dana going to compete? Him versus wife.
Him and his wife's first match. Exactly.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like she could run the women's division, and he could. I wish they do a whole Vince McMahon thing, but they won't, because I think he actually just assaulted his wife, and it's not a bit. It's pretty rough stuff. No, Dana White. Dana White. Yeah, I don't know. That's a bad fucking look, though. He's you never see her in public. I didn't even know he had a wife. Like I guess I knew that. I guess I knew he was married, but I didn't think he had a wife, if that makes sense.
So she's not in public. So this is not this was a real deal fight they had in public.
She really
you told me that like they had a public statement where they're like, "We're embarrassed by this. Give us privacy. We talked about it with each other and our kids. Respect our distance."
They're in a nightclub on like a second floor, and there's like a half wall in front of him. And someone's filming from the first floor. This is all pretty accurate. Mm-hmm. But the thing is, there's like disco blinking lights and shit all over. And I looked at the video. He did slap her twice, I think. I can't be 100% sure connected in the darkness and the blinking lights. But he went to slap her. Tried to slap her twice for sure.
Yeah, so, it's not a good look. It's not a good look. He won the fight.
He won the fight. Yeah, for sure. That's the point.
Wait till I get you home.
I don't think it didn't look like their first rodeo at this. Like the way that he was.
Your first rodeo isn't out in public like that. I wouldn't imagine.
No,
agreed.
She hit him hard,
and she hit him pretty hard. And when he was talking to her, he was like grabbing wrist. It was like he was defensively alphaing her, if that makes sense. Like trying to control her hands. And I'm like, I think she's hit him before.
Well, if you got a cat that scratches, you know how to approach it.
Yeah,
there could be reasons she's never really been in the public. Also, like this could be very well be like a reason she's not been in public eye a lot.
I don't know their relationship. I can tell you, he cheats on her so much. She's obviously.
Oh, is that public?
Is he okay with it?
He's a top cheat.
Polly under duress. Like something's going on there where.
Under duress.
You've never heard of PUD? Yeah, Polly under duress is a term where like. She doesn't want to be Polly. I'm just making this up. I don't know what her deal is. But it's that or lose the Dana White money train. And she's like, well, I'll take Polly under duress over divorce. Some people are in that spot.
Well, that would be a shitty situation, but I've never heard anything about this at all.
You got to listen to more sex.
I got to listen to more fucking MMA podcasts to get up on everybody's sex shit, I guess.
But go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I think this is the industry where you get away with it. I think that like traditionally it has been, we've seen so many, it's a little bit different, but we've seen so many sports stars just get a little, they'd be able to beat their wives on camera. Or
haven't NFL players like killed people?
Yeah, but they have the CT.
Well, yeah, but they went to prison
on purpose.
But they went to prison for it. They didn't kill somebody and then get to like play. They weren't like, let it slide. God,
OJ almost.
OJ did slide.
For
you get one.
White though, like a little domestic abuse, it feels like it's baked into the cake. Like you all knew what you were getting. Dana White doesn't portray himself as a Boy Scout. Dana White doesn't portray himself as like the honest. No, he's a fucking mobster running UFC. That's like kind of his brand. And when I found out he hit his wife, it was like, that's probably not even the worst thing
it's his brand. Like if you're a fighter, I don't think most people assume that like you're beating women because it's like, he loves to beat things so much. Like I know, like all you guys, we do this show together. Like I'm a really nice guy. Like to talk to you in real life. I'm not like gonna be like brutal and mean and everything. Like that's just for the show. Like the same way, like he's playing all that shit up too. I'm sure he's a normal guy who just likes to slap his wife sometimes.
Yeah.
And sometimes
he was defending himself. He was in a bit of a brouhaha. There was like, look, in his statement,
that term.
Me too. And in his statement, basically what he said is we were drunk and we started smacking each other around and we're embarrassed. And he had a great statement and it was well coordinated with TMZ to make sure it came out along with the video. And I think he'll be fine because this is the industry of like,
I think so too. I
don't know, all sorts of like shady shit. And I don't think anybody cares.
Well, and the statement makes it different
and also she hit him first. Like I don't think that matters. He shouldn't be slapping his wife in public. Like if she's like attacking him and he can't get away, you're going to have to do something. Like we've always said that, like, look, but I don't think that the first slap from your wife, you need to take her out. That's the other thing. It's his wife. It's not like some crazy woman at a club came up and smacked him. Defend yourself quickly. We don't know what's next.
Yeah, she could have a needle in her pocket or something.
Yeah, or it's a razor in her left hand and a smack in there. I don't know what's coming next. I'm going to knock you the fuck out if you slap me in the middle of a club, like lady.
But it's his wife. She's not going to sneak up and stab him.
It's his wife. He didn't need to smack her. That was you're going to smack me, motherfucker, kind of smack.
Yep. That was not a defensive smack. It was like a retribution, like a
drunk anger.
Oh, you're gonna embarrass me right now, are you? Well, whop! Like that's what I got. That's what I read with that situation.
The story seems to be Dana hit his wife. Like that's what I keep hearing about. I think we might even open with that. We did.
The story should be they hit each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, or like
a match made in heaven.
That's been the story that I've heard.
Should be Dana's a counterpuncher. Like that's
engaged in mutual combat.
That's exactly how Ariel put it. He like phrased it that way. He didn't say Dana White hit his wife. He was like they got into an altercation where and he like laid it out like the chain of events and everything and was like very fair about it. He always is.
That is the more accurate way to say it. There was an altercation. It's not like one of them was hauling off and just smacking the other one non-reciprocally.
I don't know. I don't think I would. I know that that as close as I've come to that, I was sober at the time, but I had my girl, I guess not a girlfriend, but a date, smacked the shit out of me in line at a Six Flags, and I didn't think about
Six Flags.
Yeah, right there in front of everybody. And,
in line.
In line.
You can't even leave. You get stuck until you get to the front of the line with the same people that just.
It was a double. It was like a double date too. It was a double date. The couple were standing. We were all the four of us were standing there talking, like two guys, two girls. We're chatting. And to my credit, I was trolling her. I had told this like wackadoo story about how like, oh, the Scream machine here was actually in Coney Island. It was called the Coney Island Ice Topper, and they took it apart piece by piece and brought it. I told this elaborate lie about how they brought it here and put it back together again.
Yeah.
So that when she went really? I go, nah. And she didn't think that was funny, and she just like smacked the shit out of me. And I didn't think for a moment about it's fine. Who gives a fuck?
I was saying because like that's a good bit. I liked it. Like,
she didn't like it at all. She was all wide-eyed, nodding along as I told this like silly story about how like they put it together piece by piece. The Mormons might have been involved in this. It was just silly. I was just making up nonsense.
That's hilarious.
And she didn't like being like made to look a fool, is how she thought it came across. But because she was nodding along and believing me so thoroughly, but I think everybody believed my silly, goofy lie. So, but yeah, I didn't think about hitting her back. But then again, I wasn't drunk. I've never been drunk and hit by a woman. So I don't know what that's like either. I know that my mom and my dad would argue sometimes, and and their most serious arguments, the ones where dad would be like, "All right, I'm gonna go leave now. I'll be back in a few hours, maybe tomorrow."
Cool down.
But she would be all over him, like, "You motherfucker, I'm gonna get you." And she'd punctuate her words with these like titty twisters. She'd attack him. She'd like come in, pinch, pop, twist, and pop it.
What a bully!
Like bam! And he's backing
giving
up.
You swirlies at the same time.
Yeah, he's backing up into the door, because I think he doesn't want to turn his back because he knows he's gonna like get one in the back of the head or something if he turns around.
Jesus.
And she's like, "You motherfucker, titty twister! You motherfucker, twist! You piece of shit, twist! Tell me, motherfucker, twist!"
Wasn't he defending?
He's trying to, but
she's quick. Your mom's
actually, no, he's not defending at all. That's right. I remember it now. He's just taking them without flinching. That's what it was.
After all those years, he's got iron nipples.
Yeah. He was just taking them without flinching as he backed away.
His nipples are just dead skin at this point. There's no sensitivity there.
That's rawhide.
It's like a dog's chew toy, like that. Oh, man,
yeah, I don't know. I don't think I would hit my my wife, certainly, in a scenario like that. So it is a bad look, and it does, like what he said, suggest that he probably has hit her before, but she's probably hit him before. And who knows? But
yeah, it didn't look like Woody hit the nail on the head. It didn't look like their first rodeo. Like, this is something that has happened before in their kitchen. Yeah, but not at a club or whatever they were.
If anyone watches the video, look at how he grabs like wrist control and something comparable by holding their fingers. He looked like he was concerned about getting hit.
Yeah,
or scratched.
She's absolutely. It looked like she slapped him many times before, because you're right. He had a little regimen down even when he was drunk. Like,
those two met when they were 12. Like, they know each other really well. If she had gone from 12 to whatever he is now, 50, and never hit him, I don't think he'd be like establishing wrist control and protecting himself and all that.
Or maybe it's I wonder if she did slap him. It was a scratch. What I'm afraid of is always a scratch anyway with crazy ladies. I don't want to be scratched. My face at all. I don't want to be scratched.
Skin. It's embarrassing that like a cat.
Yeah, I don't want a big like cats. It's not a good look. It's not a good look for a grown man to appear to have been scratched on the face by a woman.
All right, explain that for the next 12 days.
Well, it was just crazy. Get him.
Well, first thing she did, she asked me, "How'd you get these scratches on your face?" Do that. No, you don't want to have scratches on your face from a woman. That doesn't look good.